Okay, all of episode 5, I could not stop thinking about Runaway Bride, especially as Belly was eating this cupcake. And I don't think anyone understands, okay? This is one of my favorite rom-coms of all time. I really think it does foreshadow what we'll see of Belly, but also the overarching theme of truly knowing and choosing oneself before you can choose someone else. These scenes of Belly and Conrad shopping for the wedding really do parallel Julia Roberts and Richard Gere, when Maggie is sort of put down and treated really poorly by this salesperson because this is her 4th attempt at getting married. She's saying, "That's a lot of money to spend on one of your dresses, Maggie." Ike sees this and he picks up the mannequin itself and he says, "We'll take the dress and anything else she wants, it's hers." And this is essentially what Conrad does the entire episode. Whatever Belly wants, Belly gets. Even when it's just the simple joy of a peach, in contrast to a $750 cake that Jer says is his one thing, Conrad can't help reaching for more to give her. Maggie Carpenter can be described as a pathological people pleaser. She's been almost married here and here and here, and the grooms were Gil, Brian, and George. And Maggie was someone entirely different in every one of these relationships, and now she's engaged to Bob. Bob is a football coach, and he wants to take her climbing a mountain on their honeymoon, which is something she makes him believe she absolutely wants to do. Ike Graham is a reporter who's writing a piece all about how she runs away from these weddings, and he's following her and Bob. He comes to see her and study her like no one else does, and although he begins as her antagonist, he falls deeply, madly in love. He sees her talents and her interests. He comes to know who she truly is. He interviews each one of her exes and asks each one how Maggie likes to eat her eggs, and each one of them says the exact same way that they did. This is all, of course, what is really going on. She always ate her eggs the way that they did, not the way she wanted. Ike becomes extremely defensive of her. He sees beyond her reputation, but he also sees beyond what other people want for her to become. He is extremely protective of her. When all of her friends and family are making jokes at her expense, and he can see how much it's hurting her, he stands up for her, but he also stands up to her in one of the best speeches of film ever given. Guys, this is literally Belly and Conrad on the beach. What is coming? He says, "You really want to let that guy up there drag you up Annapurna for your honeymoon? You do not want to go to Annapurna." And she screams, "Yes, I do." And he says, "No. You want a man who will lead you down the beach with his hand over your eyes, just so you can discover the feel of sand under your feet. You want a guy that'll wake you up at dawn. He's just bursting to talk to you. Can't wait another minute just to find out what you'll say." And they do end up falling in love. They plan to get married themselves, but, and here's the kicker here, Maggie does end up running away, and he is left dramatically chasing after her. And it isn't until some time later that she shows up at his apartment to talk to him about what has happened. Maggie took time to try which eggs she liked. She tests out every single type of egg. She works on her passion for making lamps, and he notices, and she is so proud of herself that she does, because this is something she always has wanted to do. And she tells him she wants to talk about why it is that she runs. And this is, for me, what we really need to see from Belly. Maggie says, "When I was walking down the aisle, I was walking toward somebody who had no idea who I really was. And it was only half the other person's fault, because I had done everything to convince him that I was exactly what he wanted." She says that she is glad that she didn't go through with these weddings because it would have been a lie. She says that Ike, her true love, really did know the real her, and this is all a direct parallel to Conrad and Belly. I think Conrad really does know exactly who Belly is, but Maggie says, I didn't know who I really was." And she eventually gets down on one knee and proposes, and they of course live happily ever after. But I loved so much that the whole point was that Maggie had to first find herself, because this really goes back to what Laurel said about Belly. Laurel says that it's not even about finding the right one. It's about not being ready to step into a role of wife or mother before you really know who you are. She just really wants for Belly to find herself. And she says she lost herself, which is what we're seeing with Belly. Metaphorically speaking, Belly doesn't know what eggs she likes. And by that, I mean she does everything Jeremiah wants. She does know that she likes milk chocolate, but she's trying out these cupcakes and she's getting him a dark chocolate cake. And she's letting him speak to her this way. And she's letting him change where the wedding is at and who is coming. And also who is planning it. Even when she shows us she doesn't like this, she just caves for Jer, including using this song for their first dance because he enjoyed it in Pulp Fiction, even when he himself acknowledges that she hated this idea for weeks. Jer is not, and never has been, and never will be doing the things that he does because he loves Belly or he cares about her opinion. He cares about his own, and the only opinion that really matters to him, he told us in this episode, is Adam's. My girl Belly needs to hop a flight to France. She needs to get away from everyone. And that also does include Conrad, because it doesn't matter how much he knows her or how much he loves her. Belly needs to figure out who she is. And only then can these two happen. You have to really know your eggs. You need to know what you like and what you want and who you are and what it is you have to give. You have to choose yourself before you can choose someone else. And if not, it's just a lie. So all you people saying, oh, Belly better end up with one of the boys if she chooses herself, you need to get a grip. And hey, if you made it to the end of this, tell me in the comments how you like your eggs. For me, it's always sunny side up.